Hi, welcome to Hecate's Crossing, the Fool's Journey, video number 7. I'm Paula, and I wonder if you've been following me right from video 1. I've been exploring the Native American Tarot. This is the back with the Fool's Journey. And today what we're going to do is we're going to look at our character. So this is what I've written. You may have found your character has changed with growth and expansion and development. The character may have a different personality, so change the character you now work with. It can be either from the first deck that you have been working with, and as for me it was the Native American Tarot, or maybe you want to change your character to a new deck, and that I discussed the other week, the last video, and that's the Shamanic Medicine Cards. So which of these characters, if I was to change the deck to what I want to work with next, with the two decks, which character would it be? So I looked through these cards and I started with the Soul Retrieval card, and to me this is a healer of some sort. So maybe that's sort of one I want to work with. Maybe I want to work with the Vision Quest, which is a seeker. I looked at the card that's called Flute, and I feel that would be a musician or an artist in some way. A trickster, someone that has a bit of a laugh, someone who's into comedy, who's got a terrible sense of humour. Maybe that one. The Birth card is the child within. The Buried Earth is also a healer of some sort. The Shaman, someone who connects to the spirit world in some way. A seeker, connects to the universe. Diviner, magician in some way. The Prayer card talks about the faith, someone who has real faith in their own spiritual journey, or someone who's travelling a real spiritual journey. The Ancestors talks to me about mediumship and clairvoyance, psychic abilities. The Journey card talks to me about a traveller, someone who travels a lot, and I'm not talking just not about physical travel, but also someone who does a lot of spiritual travelling. Dreamweaver is someone who dreams, someone who connects with their dreams. Fire card is someone who is creative or who's very passionate. An Air card is someone who's intellectual, someone who's very much a thinker, contemplative, someone who does meditation, someone who works with those sort of energies. And the last one I had was Shapeshifter, someone who seems to be adaptable within their environment. So I had a real think about what deck, which card would I connect with in so many ways. And it's funny because I feel like there's aspects of all of those within me, but I have to choose one. So this should be interesting. So I'm just sort of been going through and reflecting on where I'd be. And it's interesting I feel very much towards the shamanistic energy, so I think that's the card I'm going to pick. And then what I'm going to do is look at these two cards side by side between the Fool and the Shaman. What are the similarities and what's the difference? So it's quite interesting to look at the Fool being one of adventures, new journey, free-spirited, laughter itself, loyalty, friendship, and balance. You know, to me, this is a person who has the freedom to explore the world with fresh eyes, with the eyes of, with no expectations, and I love that. And then you've got the Shaman card, which I'm writing down here, which talks about completion, should I say, completion. But to me, it's about contemplation. To me, it's about the shaman. To me, is a person who connects with the spirit realm, connects and just lets themselves be. And I think that's the similarity between these two cards, is the fact of letting themselves be, but yet the shaman comes with more experience, more being able to move through into a sense of higher awareness in some way. And it's not better or worse than the Fool, they're just different. They allow this sense of encompassing the world with a new levels of awareness, a new wandering of what's actually going on. So that's my sort of next thing, is looking at these two characters over the next week and seeing where I've been and where I feel I am now as I've explored this deck, the Native American Tarot, and combining it with the Shamanic Medicine cards. So it'll be interesting to see over this next week how I can encompass the shaman sort of energies within my journey as I explore more with the Native American Tarot. So I feel that's going to be quite an interesting week for me ahead, as I really want to encompass or embrace this energy within myself, bring that energy within. So here we are, the Fool's journey with the Native American Tarot and the Shamanic Medicine cards. Now I've sort of thought about this energy. What I'm going to do is very quickly, I put the cards back, I think. I did last night tidying up. Did I? Or just put it down? Oh no, I put it down here. I'm away with the fairies this morning. It's been absolutely crazy morning already. Just been catching up on all the wonderful lives and the giveaways and things that are going on with everybody. Okay, so let's do a Native American tarot reading with the Shaman Medicine cards, and I am going to include the Spirit Animal cards. I love these from Colette Baron Reid. So I'm going to do a reading with these three decks and see what the energies are for today. And I am going to put my journal down there to one side. Move the box that I was going to use but didn't. Okay, Native American Tarot. Let's have a look at the energies that we are working through for the week ahead. What energies are we working through for the week ahead? Okay, so here we go. just a real quick, I'm not going to do a whole big huge reading. We're looking at the energies of the moon. So it's about acknowledging the cycles that we're in at the moment, the stage of the cycles. What phase are we in at this time? It's about contemplation, reflection, facing the unknown fears, looking at maybe the loyalty within ourselves, taming the wild side, looking at our wild side as well, and embracing that, being able to merge the balance of within ourselves, the two sides, which is really important. Look at where we're aiming. Where's our focus at this time? You know, what are we doing? Are we releasing or are we gaining? What's going on within ourselves? Are we feeling a little crazy, a little loony at the time? Do we feel like the effects of the tides, with what's going on, the ebbs and the flows? You know, how are we affected by the cycles and the phases of what's going on with the moon is really important for us. So let's take a moment, take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let us focus on the energies of the moon. Just checking to make sure that's in screen, because sometimes I forget. And I'm looking in a completely different direction. So here we are. Take a moment. You know, do we feel very separated from our wild side and our tame side? Do we feel like we're two halves instead of whole? You know, do we have that balance? Do we feel like we're gaining or releasing? Which way are we facing at this time? You know, we've really got three directions going on here. You look at this one here facing forward, this one here facing this other way, and this one facing there. So we're facing front on. Are we facing to the left or are we facing to the right? You know, do we feel like there's some blocks or some challenges that are stopping us from moving ahead? Are we releasing from, are we stepping out of the darkness and into the light? Are we letting ourselves stand in the light of the moon, the reflection and contemplation? So this week is about the energies of the moon. Maybe we have some enemies we need to face. Maybe we need to stand up for ourselves in some way and allow ourselves to move ahead. Okay, so that's the energies of the moon. So let's look at the Shamanic Medicine Cards. What energies for the week do we have? Oops, this one here, I felt that. It's the conch shell, which is about our calling. It's about our calling. What are we driven to do? Where do we feel that we need to be? Isn't this just a gorgeous card? Take a moment, take a breath, sit in silence. And hear the words that come into your mind. And write them down. Write down the messages that you're actually getting as you look at this card. What's the yellow telling you and the blue, the navy blue? What's the oranges? What's the shapes telling you? What do you see? You know, looking at the card like this, I actually see like a monkey. Isn't that weird? I actually see like a monkey and I'm thinking underwater. But there's like a monkey and he's got his hand out and he's like offering something. He's like leaning into a throne. That is such a weird, it's not weird how you just, when you look at images, the things that you can actually see. So I see like a monkey offering something, but I'm wondering if that monkey's actually going to take it back. So he's saying, you know, do you really want to move in the direction that you're moving in, or shall I take it back? Interesting. So take a moment, take a breath. What do you see in the card? What message do you receive when you hear the words calling? C-A-L-L-I-N-G. Calling. Okay, which animal? Excuse me. Okay. What animal energy are we going to work with this week? Oops, here we go. That's interesting. 3 flipped out. First we have the little piggy, and he says use your mind wisely. So how do you use your perceptions and how you see things? How do you nourish your mind with your thoughts, with what you read, with what you're learning? How you use your thoughts wisely. The next one is the porcupine, which talks about a beginner mind. A beginner mind. What does that mean to you? Time for beginner mind. It's like you're learning something new. It's going to be a new phase. Something new beginning. A new calling. And the last one says, is wombat spirit, be at home. So maybe the energy or your calling, the new beginnings, the new stuff that's going on, new perceptions, nurturing your mind, is all about being at home within oneself. I'm not necessarily talking about a physical home. It's about being comfortable in your own space, within your own mind, your own possibilities, your own body. Being at home within self is so important for you to be able to move forward, to work with your calling, about where you want to be. You know, where do you feel like you're moving towards? Interesting message. I'm loving that today. So I'm actually going to write those down in my journal next. It's the moon energy with the Native American Tarot. Take a deep breath. Write down everything that you see. You know, pause the video for a minute and write down everything you see in this card. Okay, take a moment to look at this card. What does it make you feel when you look at this card compared to other moon cards? Okay, take a moment from the Shamanic Medicine cards to write down everything you see within this conch shell. Shamanic Medicine card, conch shell, and the word is calling. C-A-L-L-I-N-G. Just let your mind, don't overanalyze it, and just write down what you feel, what you see, what the message is for you. Then I want you to think about the pig spirit, which talks about use your mind wisely. Next, you have porcupine spirit, time for beginner mind. And the last card is wombat spirit, be at home. Okay. Interesting. Just seen a lot of sort of blue in the imagery. Seems to sort of stand. So blue is all about communication. So I feel like there's a lot about communicating clearly, self-healing, love. Love seems to be quite strong in these cards. A lot about self-love, a lot about being grounded. Standing in your own power is really important in these cards as well. I get a lot about standing in your own power. Okay, there we are. So this is video 7 in the series of the Fool's Journey. So please take care and enjoy the rest of your week. Blessed be.